As the last of our seniors are making their way to their seats on the field, we would like to remind you, our guests, that it is a smoke and tobacco-free facility. No tobacco or vaping products of any kind should be used at any place on this campus. Noisemakers of any kind are not allowed, as they may be harmful to those using assistive devices or prevent the names of the graduates from being heard clearly and without interruption. At the end of tonight's ceremony, graduates will be led out of the stadium to meet their family and friends in the west parking lot. We will begin in about 10 minutes. begin the processional part of our program.
Good evening, class of 2020, families and friends. I am excited to welcome you, finally, to Moore Public School Stadium for the 32nd commencement exercises of Westmoore High School. Seniors, this is a year unlike any other in our school's history, and while every graduating class is special, it is safe to say that this class is one of a kind. Since your first days at Westmoore, you've heard us say that tradition never graduates. Even though your time with us as students is nearly over, know that you will always be a special part of the history and traditions of Westmoore High School and valuable members of our Jaguar family. Now please join me in welcoming your salutatorian for the class of 2020, Drake Williams.
At this time, would you please stand? Please remove your hats and, with hand over heart, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. After the pledge, please remain standing for the national anthem. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated.
Good evening, and welcome to the 32nd commencement exercises of Westmoore High School, celebrating the class of 2020. These seniors have followed in the footsteps of 31 previous graduating classes and left their imprint on Westmoore. Seniors, as you move forward, continue to maintain the high standards of excellence established by those who proudly call themselves alumni of Westmoore High School. To our guests, we hope that you conduct yourselves in the same respectful and cooperative fashion that this group of seniors has all year. As we enjoy this evening with our seniors, let us honor them in a way that will not detract from them and what they have accomplished, but lets us put the spotlight where it belongs, squarely on our seniors and all of their achievements. Let's celebrate together in a respectful manner to ourselves, our families, the great institution of Westmoore High School, but most importantly to the outstanding group of young adults who make up the graduating class of 2020. At this time, I would like to introduce senior class sponsors, Laura Burnell and Melinda Parks.
In just a few moments, this year's class officers will lead the class of 2020 across the stage to graduate. They have set the bar high and leave a dynamic legacy for those who will follow them. Senior class officers for the class of 2020, please stand as I call your name. President Bailey Wynn, Vice President Delaney Horton, Secretary Ethan Spots, Reporter Kaylin Stonebreaker. Thank you. Seniors, in just a short time, you will no longer be graduating seniors. You will have become alumni of Westmoore High School. Carry that distinction proudly throughout your life, and remember, once a Jaguar, always a Jaguar. It is my pleasure to present the board members of Moore Public Schools Board of Education. Please hold your applause until all members have been recognized. Ms. Stacy Pruitt, President. Ms. Amy Reeves, Vice President. Ms. Allison Ritchie, Member.
At this time, I would like to introduce the administration of Westmoore High School. Mark Hunt, Principal. Billy Langford, Senior Class Principal. Betty Minton, Junior Class Principal. John Finn, Sophomore Class Principal. Cynthia Decker, Freshman Class Principal. Spencer Braggs, Freshman Class Principal. Zach Bice, Athletic Facilitator. Hart Brown, Principal, Vista Academy. I would also like to introduce Dr. Robert Romines, Superintendent of Moore Public Schools. And now please welcome the members of Moore Public Schools Administrative Leadership Team. Please hold your applause until all members have been recognized. Johnny Bailey, Assistant Superintendent Personnel. David Peak, Assistant Superintendent, Secondary Education and Instruction. Michelle McNear, Assistant Superintendent, Elementary Education and Instruction. John Marin, Director of Operations. BJ Ryan, Chief Financial Officer. Jimmy Martin, Managing Director of Career and Technology Education, Alternative Education, and Child Nutrition. Brian Fitzgerald, Athletic Director. Shannon Thompson, Dean of Academics. Brandon Wilmarth, Director of Educational Technology. Dustin Horstketter, Director of Safety and Security. Dawn Jones, Director of Communication. A special thank you to our Westmoore and District Administrative leadership for their commitment to ensuring that we could gather this evening as a community to celebrate the class of 2020. Our graduation ceremony would not be complete without a dedicated group of underclassmen led by junior sponsors Gloria Anderson and Rachel Cerny, who work hard to ensure that our seniors have a memorable evening. Would our junior escorts please stand and be recognized?
Several years ago, to honor those who have taught at Westmoore from the beginning, our charter faculty members were presented silver cords to wear as part of their graduation regalia. The traditions that they helped to establish have left an indelible said a word I had no imprint on our school. While we have many charter members in the audience with us today, only one current faculty member has called Westmoore home throughout its existence, and it is my pleasure to recognize her. Mrs. Devonna Landrum, will you please stand and remain standing? Though he spent some time away from Westmoore as an assistant principal, Mr. John Finn was also an original member of the faculty and returned home to serve as our sophomore principal. Mr. Finn, will you please stand and remain standing?
One of the most visible measures of a high school's impact is the number of former students who return to teach at their alma mater. It is a privilege to recognize those faculty members wearing a white cord as part of their regalia, indicating that they are graduates of Westmoore High School. Would those alumni members of the faculty please stand and remain standing? Last, and of course not least, would all members of the exceptional faculty of Westmoore High School please stand and be recognized?
Class of 2020, this will be my final opportunity to address you as your senior class principal, and I want you to know that it has been my privilege to serve as your principal this year. I'm particularly proud of the way you have approached the last several weeks. Your resilience, spirit, and determination will serve you well as you're entering a new chapter of your life. Just as your time at Westmoore has come to an end, someone central to the success of Westmoore High will also be leaving its halls for the final time in just a few days. Westmoore's head principal, Mark Hunt. Mr. Hunt's vision, high expectations, and sense of purpose shaped the Westmoore experience for thousands of students. His deep Jaguar pride has always been clear, most obviously when he talks about how many more wars Westmoore has won since he's been the principal. His leadership and integrity over the past 22 years will leave a powerful and lasting legacy. Mr. Hunt, thank you for your dedication, your wisdom, and your example, and congratulations on your retirement. Throughout this year, many of you have been recognized for your outstanding accomplishments. The graduation ceremony is intended to celebrate and honor the academic achievements of this year's senior class. At this time, I would like to recognize a group of individuals who have achieved beyond the standard academic requirements. Our honor graduates have maintained a 4-year grade point average of 4.0 or above. Honor graduates, please stand and be recognized for your academic accomplishments by a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, I would like Drake Williams to stand. The student ranked second in the graduating class traditionally receives the title of salutatorian. Please join me in a round of applause congratulating Drake for being the class of 2020 salutatorian. Thank you. Would Seth Fung please stand? In this graduating class of over 600 students, one student stands alone with the highest grade point average and is given the title of valedictorian. Please join me as we recognize Seth Fung, who has earned the honor of being named a valedictorian for the class of 2020.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and class of 2020. I'd like to begin with Dr. Seuss and his story, Horton Hears a Who. The story follows Horton the elephant and his journey to save the tiny Whos of Whoville. You see, they live on a speck of dust, and no animal in the forest can hear them. In order to stop them from being thrown into a pot of boiling water, the Whos all band together and shout with one loud voice, "We are here, we are here, we are here." Class of 2020, we are here at this moment, here at our long-awaited senior graduation. However, the road here has been rough and full of surprises. It's been a marathon of school, social life, jobs, and other obligations. The world outside our window isn't getting any easier to live in. Who could have envisioned that a virus could cause so much chaos and halt the entire world? 2020 has shown us that our future is unpredictable. Heck, even this whole graduation was up in the air. No one knew for sure when it was happening, or if at all. Yet, we are here. Class of 2020, Today marks a new beginning. It's a whole new world we're stepping into. Everyone here is going to something new and different, and that can be frightening. Most people view change with fear, and fear is a dangerous thing. It keeps us complacent and locked in our comfort zones. Lavishing in complacency and comfort, is that what we really want? Scatman John Paul Larkin sang, "I want to be a human being, not a human doing." We can't just do and go through the motions until we die. We can't allow life to pass us by because we're chained down by doubts and fears. We have to face them head on and find our passion to live our lives. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy. However, it's okay to be anxious and scared. It's okay to cry when things seem bleak. It's okay to make mistakes. What matters, though, is the strength to carry on in the face of it all, to remember we are not the sum of our mistakes and failures. We have to push through our doubt and live this life we've been given because time waits for no one. Which brings me to another point. We need each other. Life is only truly lived if it's with others. We complain about missed memories or time gone, but memories are only valuable when we have people to share them with. Friends and family are important. They push us towards self-improvement and a better tomorrow. I know for a fact I couldn't get here by myself. To my parents, thank you for sharing your joys and keeping me grounded. To my 3 little sisters, thank you for all the I love yous and hugs. To my other family members, by choice or by blood, for being with me along the way. To my teachers, for sharing your knowledge and for putting up with me. To my friends, for laughing at my bad jokes and for being with me along the way. To my grandparents, Lola, Papa James, my Ung Noi, for being examples of what it means to sacrifice for family. And most of all to God for infinite blessing and love. You, in the audience, you have people who have supported you as well. Nobody's here purely by their own means. You've had friends, family, teachers, maybe even strangers assist you along the way. A lot of people have a habit of closing themselves off and not reaching out. That's a lonely route to go down. There are some things that only you can do, but nobody says you have to do it by yourself. This quarantine has taught us that we need people, not just our friends and family, but strangers as well. We need to be people who can support them in the same way that we deserve to be supported. Our life isn't a burden for us to bear alone. There's a quote in Blue Hall of Westmoore that says, "Wherever you go, there you are," by John Kabat-Zinn. Now, I know a lot of people have clowned on this quote. Wherever you go, there you are. No, duh. But I took a moment to really consider it. The quote isn't talking in a locational sense. It's talking about responsibility and the effects of our choices. Where we go is dependent on what we do. So the question arises, what will you do, and where will you end up? Class of 2020, we've battled distance learning, boredom, loneliness, and a historical pandemic. From here on out, it's a new beginning. How will we spend our time? Who will we spend it with? What kind of people will we be? No matter the outcome, our lives and world lies in our hands. We have the ability to do anything despite our fears. Where are we right now? We are here. So we're celebrating our graduation and the fruits of our labor. Our work has just begun. It's up to us to build that better world for our sakes, for our loved ones' sakes, even for people we may not yet know. We can bring positive change one person at a time within our families, communities, state, nation, and even the world. Yes, it sounds daunting. Yes, it sounds cliche, but we've already started. As I stated earlier, this is our new beginning. We're a generation that must bring about change, and we have to do it right by respecting the dignity and rights of every human being. We are needed. That's why we have to live not just for ourselves, but for others as well. It's important that if we want this world to be better, we be better as individuals. You might ask yourselves, how can we bring about positive change? Well, a starting point is to seek truth, be compassionate, remember to laugh, forgive ourselves and others, and finally, hold on to hope. Our world is waiting for us. Make no mistake, we will change the world. It's only a question of how we choose to do it. Class of 2020 and those in the audience, don't be afraid to take steps for that better reality. Just like the Who's of Whoville, they work together with a combined voice to save their world. So let the world know that we will make it better. Let the world know that our influence will be positive. let the world know that our actions are as good as our words. Class of 2020, let the world hear our voices boldly shout out, we are here, we are here, we are here. Thank you.
What a year it has been. Who would have ever thought on the first day of our freshman year we would end up here, graduated but under different unimaginable circumstances. Although we have been away for school for some time now, there are a lot of memories we will cherish forever. Memories of Friday night lights, winning spirit sticks, running to lunch with your best friends, studying long hours the night before a big test, talking with your favorite teachers, and so many other things that make high school the greatest years of your life so far. I will personally never forget things like stuffing our cars with painting supplies for poster makings, screaming at the top of my lungs in the students section, volunteering my time to so many clubs and organizations, and getting to start every day in leadership class. There is truly nothing in this world that is anything like being a Westmoore Jaguar. They were right when they told us that the next 4 years would go by so fast. It feels like just yesterday we were wide-eyed freshmen, ready but scared to see what high school had in store for us. Throughout our time at Westmoore, we've learned to be the change, the time is now, our adventure awaits, and to enjoy the journey. If only we would have known that last day before spring break would be our final moments as students at Westmoore High School. At first, it was easy to be upset about how the end of senior year didn't go as expected. But now it has given me time to realize I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. How cool is it to say that we were a part of something in history that is much bigger than ourselves? Times are definitely tough, but the world will come out of this so much stronger. This pandemic has given us time to recharge and reflect on the busy year we had before us. It has taught us that nothing in life is guaranteed, there is a reason behind everything, and life still moves on no matter how bad things get. The biggest thing we learned was to always look at the bright side of situations. For me, it was all the extra time I spent at home with my family. I don't know about you all, but the amount of board games, walks around the neighborhood, and home-cooked meals I've had in the past couple months are record-breaking. It's important to show appreciation and gratitude towards the things and people in your life, so now I would like to take a second to thank those in mine. To my dad, thank you for always encouraging me to follow my dreams, no matter how big. You constantly put others before yourself and are the biggest rock in our family. You have taught me so much in my life and continue to teach me more things every day. I am proud to be your daughter and will always be your little girl. To my sweet mom, I miss you more and more every day, but I know that you are by our side looking down on us every step of the way. I hope that I am making you proud, and one day when we meet again, I can thank you for making me the woman I have grown to be. To my little brother Grant, thank you for bringing joy into my life each and every day. I don't know what I'd do without you, and I'm so lucky to be your older sister. I can't wait to see what great things you will accomplish as you grow up. To my family and friends, thank you for the constant support in all of my endeavors. I am so grateful to have people like you in my life, and there are no amount of words that could ever thank you enough for the presence you all have shown me. I love you all. To the senior class officers, what a ride it has been. Thank you for being the best team one could ever ask for. We've accomplished so much this year, and I can't wait to see what each of you will continue to accomplish in your next steps. To all of my teachers, thank you for expanding my knowledge and encouraging me to always put my best foot forward. You all have truly made such an impact on me as not only a student, but as a person. Thank you for all that you've done and will continue to do in students' lives. Lastly, thank you, Westmoore, for the past 4 years. You have given me the bestest of friends turned to family, memories I will cherish forever, and experiences I am so grateful for. I might be a little biased, but you're one of the best high schools the nation has ever seen. To the class of 2020, Thank you for choosing me to serve as one of your class officers the last couple of years and now as your president. You all have been the biggest part of my high school experience, and I've had a pleasure serving you. The childhood chapter of our lives is closing, but what's to come is so promising. Although the changes might be scary, we will always hold this part of our lives in our hearts. I encourage you all to go out there and not only be good, but do good. The potential our generation has to make a difference in this world is so very strong. We all have different paths as our next steps, whether that is knowing your whole life plan at this moment or not having a clue. Trust that things will turn out okay. Most of us have grown up and changed together, and look at us now, finally graduating high school. In the words of A.A. Milne, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? We did it. Once a Westmoore Jaguar, always a Westmoore Jaguar.
You know, I was sitting over there and really appreciating the words that Mr. Langford had said, and I was just pondering, thinking, after 22 years, you would have thought I would have had the wherewithal to put my speech before the valedictorian or the senior president. In other words, mine's not nearly as good as theirs. But good evening. It's an honor to stand before you and welcome everyone to our first outdoor graduation ceremony as we celebrate the commencement of our 32nd graduating class. I would like to thank our Board of Education members, Dr. Robert Romines, and his administrative team for the leadership they provided for all of us during this most challenging last 9 weeks of school. Thank you, parents and family members, for your support and for the sacrifices you've made along the way. Many of you, it's been 13 years, to help these seniors get to this point in their lives. This fourth quarter has been very difficult for all of us. A special thank you to the faculty and staff of Westmoore for your tremendous efforts during our distance learning experience and for the support you've given me over the last 22 years. And finally, thank you to the administrative team at Westmoore. We couldn't have made it without your strong, selfless leadership. We all need to give thanks to our senior class officers, senior sponsors Laura Burnell and Melinda Parks, senior principal Billy Langford, assistant superintendent David Peak, and Dr. Romines for the time and effort they spent in, first of all, making the decision, figuring out a way to have this celebration, and then putting it all together and making it happen. It is very important that we have closure for these seniors and our retirees. At this time, I would like to have Diana Austin stand. Miss Austin is retiring after 27 years in the classroom. Miss Austin, please stay standing. And Carol Carter. Ms. Carter, if you'd please stand. Ms. Carter has served as counselor most recently, but is retiring after 41 years in education. Westmoore will miss you both dearly. Thank you. Seniors, this is circle of life for me. I graduated on this same campus 44 years ago. Tonight I'm wrapping up a 40-year career with the Moore Public Schools, with the last 22 having been the best, getting to be a Westmoore Jaguar. It is an honor to be graduating to a new phase of life along with this, the class of 2020. And speaking of the class of 2020, 600 seniors strong, you have declared your excellence by accepting scholarship monies exceeding $5 million. Scholarships have been awarded for academic excellence, fine arts, leadership, citizenship, athletics. Here are just some of the accomplishments of our seniors. And unfortunately, this list was cut short because we missed the entire spring activities. But in academics, we had one student named Academic All-State, 3 National Merit Scholars, 10 Oklahoma State Regent Scholars, 129 seniors will receive the Diploma of Distinction. 65 of our seniors have been named Oklahoma Academic Scholars. 162 seniors this year had a 4.0 GPA. 16 of our seniors have earned the seal of biliteracy. And in the area of leadership and service, our Westmoore Student Council was named as a National Gold Council of Excellence for the 12th year in a row. This is the longest running stretch of winners. Only 16 schools in the entire state received that award. The community service completed by our various student teams, clubs, and student organizations is in the thousands of hours. They have also raised thousands of dollars for charities. We were city champions this year by raising the most money for More Love. Led by this senior class, we raised over $81,000 to support 3 local charitable services. In the fine arts, our choir earned superior ratings at contests and had 4 All-Staters. Band had 3 All-Staters and 92 state qualifiers. Drama, along with band and vocal music program, put together a fantastic performance of the musical Annie. Our speech and debate had an undefeated OSSAA season with 18 students qualifying for nationals. Our school was named as top 10% in the nation in speech and debate. And special recognition to our yearbook staff. I don't know how you did it, but you did a fantastic job of producing an award-winning caliber yearbook that it covered the entire school year in spite of all the major challenges. 16 of our students in athletics have been named All-State. 33 athletes have received athletic scholarships. Boys cross country were state runners-up. Palm won state and were once again dual national champions in Florida. Our cheer won a national championship this year in Dallas, and we were More Award champions for the 19th year in a row, as well as city champions. That has always been my most favorite. We have the principals from the district gather each week, and I apologize to Mr. Coyle, but nothing has made me happier over the years was to show up on Monday after that Friday night game. All of our spring sports were off to a fantastic start when sadly everything shut down. Post-high school, 70% of our students have said they are going to pursue degrees in higher education. We have students that will be attending colleges and universities throughout Oklahoma and across the country. 11 of our courageous seniors will be entering the armed forces. 55 of our students will be continuing their education through technology centers. This class of seniors has truly demonstrated that they have the skills necessary to be lifelong learners and productive citizens in our society. In a few minutes, each member of this class will have his or her name read as they cross the stage. Please be mindful of parents, families, and friends' desire to hear their graduates' names called out by the announcers. Seniors, you have met the high standards set by the graduating classes before you and have earned your place in history of excellence at Westmoore High School. And now, Dr. Romines, I present to you these students for graduation. We have checked and they have fulfilled the obligations and requirements designated by the Moore Public Schools in the state of Oklahoma and have earned the right to be named the 32nd graduating class of Westmoore High School. Congratulations and thank you.
Good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the 2020 graduation ceremony of Westmoore High School. Seniors, you made it. Good job. Congratulations. We are here to celebrate the many achievements that our students have made throughout the past 13 years. For most of us, it probably seems like yesterday that we were holding our son or daughter's hand, taking them into their school and classroom for the very first time. I'm sure many of us remember the lump in our throats as we left them there to begin their first year of school. And it's probably very similar to the lump in our throats we feel now as we celebrate their last. Graduates, let me share with you, one of my greatest regrets is when I was where you are now, I did not show enough appreciation to my parents, family members, and friends for their dedication to ensure my future was built on a solid foundation. I would not have succeeded with obtaining my diploma and other accomplishments without them. Please look to the audience, your biggest fans, and trusted support system, and give them one final round of applause and appreciation. Without a doubt, you, the class of 2020, are resilient, determined, and have proven time and time again that you can overcome the challenges placed before you. You will be known as the class who had the longest spring break, and without question, you are Senior Skip Day champions. You will also be known as the class who got to graduate in the MPS football stadium, which is the first time in more than 40 years. Not only that, which is also my favorite, you get to wear shorts and t-shirts under your graduation gowns. You will also be known as the class who faced a global health pandemic, putting the health and safety of others above many senior traditions that you've looked forward to for many, many years. You will also be known as the class who embraced your sister school to comfort them through a tragedy that hurt hearts within our community, our state, and our nation. You will also be known as the class who collaborated with your approximately 24,500 student peers to raise $250,000 through the More Love campaign to provide food, medical treatment, and so much more to your fellow MPS students in need. You will forever be known as the class with extraordinary character and heart, who are leaving a legacy of triumph for future Jaguars. From the superintendent of schools, faculty and staff, your parents and friends, you are exceptional. You are loved, and we are beyond proud of each and every one of you. However, we understand that you might have questions, some concerns about unknowns, yet you may be equally excited about your independence and paving your own way. And then turning the page to begin your next chapter. Odds tell us your future looks pretty bright. Chances are someone in here will save a life, run for a political office, become an author, even become a hero disguised as a teacher. Without a doubt in our minds, you have the ability to do great things and accomplish what you set your mind to achieve. Always believe in yourself, and when in doubt, remember that one bad day does not undo all of your greatness. The average person lives 27,375 days. You have plenty of amazing days left. Keep going and make each and every one count. Before you leave here this evening, take some time to look around you. Try to memorize the faces of your friends and your classmates, because you most likely will not see all of them in one place again after this evening. This ceremony really does mark a major milestone in your life. And lastly, as you go along your road of life, love your parents, take chances, make good choices, stand for something noble, even though it may be difficult. Be a voice of equality for all human beings, be a genuine friend, and give something back. Be world changers. You all will make us proud. Last but not least, a big thank you to Mr. Hunt for dedicating his life's work to improving, supporting, educating, advocating, and so much more to the students, staff, and families for Moore Public Schools. Mr. Hunt, I've told you this before, and there's no doubt you are leaving Westmoore High School better than you found it. And remember, seniors and Mr. Hunt, once a Jaguar, always a Jaguar. Members of the Board of Education, I present to you the 2020 graduating class of Westmoore High School. Congratulations.
Grant Talkington.
Seth Fien Phum.
Gabriel No.
Drake Williams.
Cody True.
Tyler Trong. Kira Peck.
Maria Jones.
Claire Nijween.
Lauren Wynn.
Hamilton Young.
Daniel Kim.
Elizabeth Ong.
Tristan Kamog.
Kylie Munson.
Cecilia Pham.
Eric Strom.
Annie Vu.
Andrew Underwood.
William Fink.
Jasenia Hernandez.
Brandon Pugh.
Madeline White.
Caden Lee.
Fernando Cardenas.
Anne Wynn.
Reese Fuller.
Reagan Wilcox.
Tina Wynn.
Madison Race.
Kyle Fakre Shafahi.
Caleb Cotton.
Noah Swink.
Jocelyn Galetsky.
Patrick Wynn.
Jessica Patel.
Leonardo Carvel.
Ryan Quach.
Clara Wynn.
William Boo.
Megan Boo.
Kennedy Mackerel.
Crystal Garcia.
Malia Potter.
Raven Wynn.
Jacob Pierce.
Tomorrow Chantel Powell Peters.
Whitney Wald.
Braden McReynolds.
Christopher Sollenberger.
Ashlyn Smith.
Avery Wallets.
Julia Branham.
Janelle Marwitz.
Annabelle White.
Maya Young.
Michael Pham.
Jessica Niguin.
Deanna Guzman.
Sydney Martinek.
Denver Porter.
Madison Hayes.
Sawyer Frakes.
Madeline Wynn.
John Burns.
Tegan Groves.
Arian Hazami.
Haley Kin.
Soraya Renee Jackson.
Braden Antrim.
Dumaris Juarez.
Nikki Knight.
Megan Strafer.
Cheyenne Hernandez.
Aaron Kim.
Emily Cabarello.
Noah Gonzalez.
Kate Winger.
Allison Rojo Hernandez.
Colby Phillips.
Ethan Abraham.
Channing Jones.
Simon Min Pham.
Brooklyn Borka.
Anthony Lee.
Genevieve LaVenture.
Jessica Logan.
Shay Wortham.
Kayla Jans.
Trey Stewart.
Dylan Hunter.
Annika Goodner.
Corbin Gilliland.
Olivia Nix.
Kevin Phillips.
Javier McDonald.
Anna Lira.
Brent Teal.
Braden Alvarado.
Caitlin Bowie.
Joanne Suarez.
Evan Lee.
Anne Marie Shaney.
Katie Harville.
Rhiannon Chanel.
Aria Booker.
Nathan Hall.
Danya Cortestanchi.
Payne Fiva.
Reed Tipton.
Jenna Quinn.
Adam Walmsley.
Lee Bowie.
Benjamin Richmond.
Allie Hansen.
Matthew J. Metcalf.
Abby McIntyre.
Ella Gardner.
Alicia Trong.
Suhey Bursiaga.
Hunter Kishwa.
Carly Masad.
Holton Harvey.
Ian Frisbee.
Deani Wright.
Hunter Parsons.
Nicole Billy.
Chinny No.
Brandon Gomez.
Jamie Cusack.
Dylan Taylor.
Jacob Schultz.
Mariah Ferrero.
Jillian Laster.
Destiny Barger.
Ishani Patel.
Chris Wynn.
Kiami Whitfield.
Jace Borfin.
Christine Gormley.
Emily Reinhardt.
Madison McMullen.
Tyler Cooper.
Raylan Burns.
Jacob Martin.
Andy Fook Chan.
Kenzie Monroe.
Benjamin Batman Gillespie.
Peter Howe.
Alexis Heileman.
Mark Del Castillo.
Aaliyah Shearer.
Hannah Harrison.
Kylie McLemore.
Hunter Medeiros.
Andrew Metcalf.
Haley Williams.
Tram Wynn.
Catherine Fieseth.
Brianna Nohubi.
Maya Szymanski.
Emily Swanson.
Tori Simon.
Michaela Cook.
Matthew Mussett.
Danielle Harrison.
Ava Raish.
Diana Wynn.
Connor Abernathy.
Courtney Accord.
Landon Adamo.
Jamil Adams.
Is it me?
Colby Alamillo.
Mehraj Ahmed.
Najaf Ali Nah.
Dylan Alford.
Jana Britton. Janae Britton.
Adrian Almaguer.
Chad Donto Allen.
Brenda Alvarado.
Fabo Alvarado.
Rebecca Amore.
Mattingly Amos.
Kyle Anderson.
Paisley Andrews Wally.
Matthew Anderson.
Haley Barnes.
Robert Arlano.
Brianna Bauer.
Shaylin Baker.
Trevor Burdener.
Charity Barnes.
Nakota Black Elk Knoll.
Brooke Bennett.
Kira Bowers.
Nate Billen.
Kaylee Branson.
Haley Beauchert.
Holly Brink.
Christian Bowser.
Ian Broberg Moffett.
Jack Brialt.
Haley Brooks.
Daniel Brockman.
Keegan Bullock.
Brianna Browning.
Sarah Caballero.
Paige Burdett.
Michaela Caldwell.
Kirk Callan.
Avery Castor.
Ryan Carr.
Emily Seckerly.
Celeste Ceballos.
Justice Chatham.
Monica Shavira.
Diego Chavez Garcia.
Emily Clark.
Molly Ann Jewel Church.
Emma Clay.
Janet Contreras.
Natalie Coker.
Kayshawn Cleveland.
Troy Coleman.
Braden Rocca Cody.
Allison Cooper.
Riley Cole.
Trenton Conley.
Jalen Collins.
Ethan Copus.
Marie Cooper. Amber Marie Cooper.
Jaquel Davis.
Ryan Coover.
Zoe Curtis.
Bryce Corona.
Riley Davis.
Jacob Cotter.
Sebastian Delora.
Silas Cox.
Alejandro Diaz.
Nayeli Cruz.
Gabrielle Dickinson.
Luis Dow.
Emily Dill.
Trey Davis.
Kaylee Donaldson.
Jose Delgado.
Cameron Dudley.
Emmanuel Diaz Escarino.
Alexia Dyer.
Alyssa Dietland.
Joshua Eden.
Ali Donahue.
Caleb Elcision.
Connor Dow.
Ethan Emery.
Arian Early.
Dylan Ingalls.
Tyson Edwards.
Taylor Ferris.
Mason Ellis.
Mary Fayfitch.
Sarah Emmons.
Ethan Figard.
Alana Estelle.
Brittany Fombay.
Coleman Farber.
Tyson Gilbo.
Devontae Malik Frazier.
Olivia Faree.
Lindsay Fulkerson.
Marissa Flores.
Jasmine Michelle Gaines.
Jonah Ford.
Kaylee Gamble.
Mitra Ferozon.
Cynthia Garcia.
Miriam Feruzan.
Esmeralda Garcia.
Savannah Furig.
Ty Genzer.
Bailey Fuquay.
Christian Gilroy.
Jose Galdames.
Colin Gore.
Cassandra Gandara.
Kelsey Grider.
Kevin Garcia.
Jorge Heredia.
Tina Garcia Barreto.
Catherine Gutteridge.
Cuba Gonzalez.
Olivia Hall.
Hudson Gregor.
Josiah Rome Hardrick.
Joshua Grimm.
Lauren Harmon.
Colin Grubbs.
Jay Harris.
Jason Golikers.
Drake Hassler.
Michael Haggy.
Erica Hensley.
Jordan Savoy Hampton.
Quentin Harrison.
Ryan Hardy.
Caden Herndon.
Case Lee Allen Harper II.
Alyssa Hill.
Morgan Harris.
Marquise Hutchinson.
Richard Harvey.
Braden Ivern.
Samia Hayden.
Tatiana Jackson.
Acacia Henry.
Chasen James.
Ethan Hensley.
Lathan Jeffries.
Taylor Herndon.
Chase Jensen.
Joseph Hidalgo.
Diamond Jeanette Johnson.
Jadelyn Hawley.
Caitlin Johnson.
Tavion Jefferson.
Matthew Jones.
James Chewin.
Parker Joyner.
Alan Jackson.
Logan Kennedy.
Hayden Jeffries.
Lainey Marie Ketch.
Kevin Jernigan.
Thomas Kidd.
Dakota Johnson.
Carissa Coino.
Braden Jones.
Shelby Kraus.
Garrison Jones.
Kevin Quay.
Nate Kelly.
Caden Lance.
Tristan Lavoy.
Julian Kerr.
Zachariah Ledford.
Namir Khan.
Madison Lee.
Corbin Kilman.
Rachel Lee.
Lindsay Cradowell.
Andrew Lessman.
Trinity Kurtz.
Kendon Lewis.
Jonathan Lambert.
Max Long.
Anna Lee.
Matthew Lopez.
Trent Leggett.
Zoe Laux.
Diari Diane Catrice Lewis.
Alexis Lowe.
Lydia Latarte.
Jacqueline Lozano.
Jessica Lossadent.
Adrian Lucas.
Sydney Loper.
Destiny McGee.
Jesse Lopez.
Zachary Manning.
Carter Loudermilk.
Michael Morano.
Hui Lu.
Hope Martin.
Reagan Malif.
Delilah Martinez.
Alexandria Manning.
Alyssa Martinez.
Eduardo Marquez.
Sierra McKegg.
Soleil Martinez.
Derek Meinkey.
Jaime Martinez Jr.
Sarah Kathleen Meacham.
Logan McCool.
Fifi Mensah.
Joshua McGuire Garcia.
Alyssa Mollohan.
Caitlin McClellan.
Cody Myers.
Leonel Medina.
Walker Nebgen.
William Michael.
Jasmine Wynn.
Dylan Montgomery.
Brielle Oliver.
Christian Moran.
Nathan Olade.
Keegan Morrison.
Madison Owens.
Molly Nading.
Daniel Parker.
Andrew Wynn.
Christian Patterson.
Lewis Wynn.
Alexis Pierce.
Shelby Oaks.
Larissa Perry.
Cassandra Olivo.
Carolina Pinado.
Brendan Parker.
Lonnie Plemons.
Jacqueline Guadalupe Patina.
Tierra Powell.
Alejandro Peralta.
Rudy Polito.
Abby Phelps.
Allison Qualls.
Alita Pipkin.
Kennedy Rader.
Dylan Poindexter.
Aroxy Rangel.
Christopher Resendez.
James Preston.
Hannah Reel.
Parker Pyle.
Joshua Riley.
Karina Frere Rodriguez.
Moses Pointe.
Hannah Rutledge.
Francisco Rodriguez.
Marvin Sanders.
Lane Quick.
Michelle Sansom.
Isabella Ragsdale.
Alejandro Ray.
Alexa Schreiber.
Alex Rekinna.
Davon Scott.
Michaela Riffenbark.
Philip Simeon.
Samantha Rodriguez Ortiz.
Ariane Simeon.
Aaliyah Rogers.
Isaac Slate Ortiz.
Jonathan Rossiter.
Aaliyah Sloan.
Journey Sanders.
Brooklyn Smith.
Taylor Schuff.
Cameron Smith.
Tristan Saidi.
The King Cortland Snowden.
Dejan Javier Simpkins.
Zariah Spencer.
Raven Sloan.
Peyton Stimson.
Jessica Lynette Smith.
Blake Susan.
Madeline Smith.
Jaden Cyrus.
Starla Soto.
Diana Thomas.
Suzanne Steele.
Javon Tibbs.
Jalen Thomas.
Haley Tillison.
Allie Thompson.
Hannah Tillison.
Caleb Simmons.
Carla Torres Zavala.
Weston Tomlinson.
Kimberly Tran.
Marco Antonio.
Robert Trevino.
Alex Trujillo.
Harley Turner.
Latana Hubabike.
Brian Uche.
Cameron Usselton.
Jacqueline Warfel.
Peyton Vinard.
Acacia Velez.
Mateo Rivera.
Jasmine Villanueva.
DeAndre Vo.
Brian Vitolas.
Elise Kristen Wade.
David Vu.
Faith Waller.
Patrick Walker.
Isaiah Washington.
Asa Weaver.
Gabriel Wilmot.
Cameron Wilkerson.
Macy Wood.
Jordan Wilson.
Elijah Woods.
LaKayla Marquez Wembley.
Ricardo Woods.
Bracy Young.
Daviana Young.
Kylie Zuckerman.
We would like to direct your attention to the chair among the graduates that is designated with a black bow. This represents a member of the class of 2020 who is no longer with us, Jacob Zuniga. Please join us in a moment of silence on his behalf. We would now like to invite all Westmoore alumni in attendance to stand and join the graduating class of 2020 and our faculty as they stand to sing the Westmoore High School alma mater. For those who need a reminder of the lyrics, you may refer to the back of the commencement program. When we enter Westmoore High School, we become a family. We lift high the lamp of knowledge, spreading light on paths to be. We share to learn and learn to share in friendship and esteem. Our spirits have united here to work, to love, to dream, to work, to love, to dream.
You may be seated. Joining your senior class president, Bailey Wynn, and representing the class of 2021 for the passing of the torch will be junior class president, Landry Kimsney.
Traditions have been a rich part of the life of Westmoore High School from the beginning. Now for one of the last traditions of the year, I share with you this quote by President John F. Kennedy. Let the word go forth from this time and place that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. President Kennedy was explaining that there is a time to let a new generation step forward to build something uniquely theirs on the strong foundation they inherit. And tonight is that time. For we, the class of 2020, pass this torch with pride, spirit, and honor to the class of 2021. May it light your path as you search for wisdom and knowledge, and may you keep Westmoore's flame alive, to light and relight, to pass and repass this torch from this day forward. This is the symbol of all Westmoore graduates, past, present, and future.
On behalf of the class of 2021, I accept this torch and pledge to hold the legacy of excellence and traditions established by the class of 2020 and all previous senior classes of Westmoore High School.
Senior class of 2020, you have received your diplomas from the Board of Education, and the torch that we carried for the past year has been passed to those who follow in our footsteps, as we followed those 31 graduating classes who preceded us.
Seniors, in a few moments, our junior escorts will guide you off the field and out of the stadium to rejoin your families. But before that, we have two final Westmoore senior traditions that we would like to share with you. This is the moment you have all been waiting for. The graduating class of 2020, please stand.
Having completed the formal portion of today's commencement exercises, it is now time for the festive portion of our graduation.
Westmoore High School class of 2020, it is my pleasure to instruct you to change your tassels. Now for the final tradition of our senior year, please locate your celebratory roll of crepe paper and prepare to turn and throw it at the end of the fight song. Parents and guests, we recommend that you focus your cameras on the center of the field. Seniors, please stand and join together as we sing the fight song one last time.
Graduates, when directed, please follow your junior escorts out of the stadium to meet your families and friends. Congratulations and good luck. You are dismissed. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. You guys did great. You guys were awesome.